Yo, what's going on guys? It's Kiddo and I'm bringing you guys another Skyblock video. For far too long, rich players with diamond and gold swords like the AOTD, Pigment Sword, and 50 mil Midas, they've all been the best swords in the game and people flex them because they're so rich and have high DPS. But I think it's time to turn the tables and put a splinter into their sides. To start off, we've got the Tactician Sword. Now, the Tactician Sword is similar in damage to the AOTD with similar stats, but its overall critical damage and strength is slightly worse. But what it does have is it has a key attribute, the plus 20% critical chance boost. Because of the planned Reforge update, critical chance will become much harder to get for. It's going to be easier for lower level players to get a decent crit chance, but it's going to become more difficult for all the mid-game players to get high crit chance because 100% should not be something that's easily done. This will basically nerf the DPS of a lot of the people in Skyblock, and it will make some changes to the game. So for the tests, I used a maxed out Tactician Sword that had been fully enchanted with tier 5 enchants because I don't have the money for tier 6 enchants. It was hot potato booked with all 10 hot potato books. It is spicy on the spicy reforge, and it has the wood singularity, which does 100, gives it 100 more strength. Now I use my normal 79% critical chance, and with the sword I get up to 100% critical chance. Then I reforge my talismans to some of my talismans to unpleasant to increase my crit chance. Now this is important because I need to get 20% more crit chance to test the AOTD. This means that the overall crit chance and the crit damage will be lower because Itchy is no longer gonna I'm no longer gonna have a bunch of talismans reforged to Itchy. So all I had to do was just reforge some of my talismans. No problem, right? I love RNG in Skyblock. Then I decided to test the fully hot potato book and enchanted, again, not tier 6 enchants, spicy AOTD. So the Tactician Sword, even though it costs about 1 million coins more than the AOTD, it's kind of this test is a bit inaccurate because we don't know what the changes to the reforges and stuff and how that will affect the game in general. For example, I have a high level combat and it will overall nerf my critical chance, which means I would need to get more talismans up, and I don't know how that will affect my damage output. Even with my high combat level, there's only a difference of a 710 damage range. Now this is marginal, but I have a feeling things could change with how talismans are being changed and all the reforges are going to be changed, so I'm going to test this again once the reforge update comes out. Now I just have to reforge all my talismans back to Itchy. Oh. Next, we have another very important wood sword, the Jerry Sword. Now, even though the Jerry Sword started off as a meme by the admins because it was a glitched item that not many people knew how to get, the Jerry Sword was very cheap because all you needed was 2 Jerry eggs, which were basically free, and a stick. Now, even though the weapon was incredibly cheap, it showed in its damage, having only 1 damage. Since the sword was first released, Jerry must have gotten Carpentry 50, because there's a new enchant coming out for the Jerry Sword that will make it actually good. Now, this is an enchant book that has gotten through dungeons, and I'm certain will most likely be expensive. But what makes the sword really good for the enchant is because a level 1 book increases the Jerry Sword damage by 1,000%. Now, what this means is it multiplies the damage of the aspect of the Jerry by 10 times as much as it normally was. So when Palika tested with the Jerry pet to increase its damage by a marginal amount, and with a fully enchanted tier 6 maxed hot potato book Jerry sword, he did 22,631 damage. And this is without the enchant. So if the enchant does 1,000%, it'll make the sword do over 200,000 damage. That's a huge amount. And the enchant goes up to level 5. The reason why I think this is important is because there's a new achievement added to the game. Now this achievement requires you to place a wood singularity on Tactician Sword. Although it sounds like a meme, I have a feeling Palika might just be onto something. Wait, if he wants the enchant, he's probably going to have to put another wood singularity on a Jerry sword. Seriously? Together, we can put an end to the rich players in Skyblock flexing their 50 Midases, full superior armor, and overfluxes. To protest the upper class, visit my island with full leather and a Jerry pet on your head. Then all you gotta do is use the AOTJ ability. But if the sword doesn't have a wood singularity, get back off my island. Imagine not having a thick aspect of the Jerry. Wait a minute. I don't have it either? Oh well. Anyways, guys, that was another Skyblock video. I hope everyone enjoyed. And if you did, well, then like and subscribe. It is quite literally on the left and right of your screen. I don't know why you don't do that. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe because, please.